Hey, good morning. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sitting here watching the sun come up this morning out my window. Been awake. Woke up pretty early for me. And let myself just lay there and watch the lights on the hillside. Watch the colors change in the sky. And just wanted to share a quick little something with you today. Got something I want to read to you from If the Buddha Got Stuck. That's one of my favorite books lately. But also, on my channel, I invite us to be very real with each other and share our victories, our joys, our celebrations, our fears, our frustrations, the full spectrum of our human experience, knowing that we are not, any single thought is certainly not representative of the entirety of us. Most of us are very hardwired in this life that we've been living from so many elements around us. Oftentimes well-meaning and hopefully loving parents, school teachers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. I don't know how many of us got to grow up close to our cousins, but here in the South, that happens a lot. It's lovely. And probably challenging. Who knows? Having family around can also be very challenging. And much of what we learned to think even about ourselves was influenced by the stories of the people around us, the stories they told us about who they thought we were. And one thing I've been facing this, I guess just in the last few days or week is, many of you know, if you've bothered to go check it out, I have a previous YouTube channel, Laura Lynn, on mindfulness, meditation, and mantras. I started it in 2019. I was a little bit younger, not much, but I look at those and it's funny because I compare then to now. And somebody even said to me, "Oh, I love that you've slowed down recently." Or, "I watched one of your videos and you seemed so peaceful." And I thought, oh, does that mean I don't seem peaceful now? Am I not just radiating the love and light that I am and that I want to share with you all the time, every minute? But I also want to be real with you. I want to be relatable. There is not a perfect human being on the planet. And if I ever come across as if I am, if I ever act like I have all the answers, just do this and life will be grand and perfect and you'll never have another problem, then I'm probably lying to you or somebody else is. And I know sometimes people don't want to hear that. Not saying that we're not evolving, that there isn't hope for, Alan, ACA and Al-Anon, they have a slogan, progress, not perfection. And that's just a great thing to remember. I've mentioned chop wood, carry water very recently during the holidays is a good one to remember. If I wake up and I'm feeling, as I'm aging, I've suffered from depression and some anxiety throughout my life. And though I still, am I embarrassed to share that? Maybe there is still a little bit of resistance or stigma attached, like, I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a spiritual being. So are you. And I should be beyond this. Of clients that'll say, am I really going to be struggling with this for the rest of my life? And I'm like, well, maybe not in the same way, but possibly some degree of it. I don't know. You tell me. At any rate, I was watching those old videos and I did see my youthfulness, my vitality. But I will tell you something. So I was comparing now to then, and there was a little bit of self-judgment that creeped in. And I'm kind of glad for it. I'm glad it came to my attention. Because there wasn't anything lacking then. There isn't anything lacking now. Am I in a different place? Yes. Do I want it to appear that there's been great leaps and bounds of progress? Yeah. And I hope the greatest thing I've learned and progressed in is to be tender with myself in whatever is showing up. Be tender with yourself if you can. And if not, just notice that. See if you can just raise your conscious awareness of what you're experiencing. And I was reminded that on many of those mornings, I started that channel to give my clients at that time a tool, a way to connect with me between sessions, a way to practice some of the things I was teaching them and I was using in my own life to change the channel in my brain, to raise my vibration, to cultivate joy, to bring about more peace in the midst of chaos. I awakened on many of those mornings feeling depressed, maybe not wanting to get out of bed, maybe wondering if today was going to be any different than yesterday, wondering if there was any hope, wondering if I'd ever not feel depressed when I woke up or get a grip on. I don't remember feeling a lot of anxiety then. I think there's something going on with my biochemistry as I age that's a little bit more of a challenge. Can I love myself as that shows up? Some of you may have watched somebody reminded me yesterday about the video I did on just show up. Show up awkward. Show up confused. Show up, I think recently I may have also said too, it's like even our resistance. So nobody wants to feel bad. I don't want to feel anxious. I don't want to feel depressed. I don't want to feel sad. I don't want to be angry about something that happened, even if it's a normal reaction, a human reaction. So I might resist it. I might go into the clench and then it gets stuck, it gets trapped inside me. So even our resistance needs acceptance. I don't know. Sit with that. See if that feels right to you. So reading If the Buddha Got Stuck, and I want to just share some of it with you this morning. I didn't necessarily think this is the way my new channel was going to go, but, I'm trying to just let it organically unfold. And the section I'm reading is titled Impermanence, and it goes into form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So just get comfortable and listen in, see what lands for you. And if it doesn't, let it pass on by. Blow it along like it's on a cloud. So it was just talking about the Four Noble Truths, and if you have the book, you can go back and read that. It's section 5, Ease Your Way to Getting Unstuck with Buddhist Teachings. Talks about the Four Noble Truths, but I want to start from, let me just tell you what they are real quick, maybe. First Noble Truth, or the truth of dukkha. Life inevitably includes suffering or difficulty. Carl. Was it M. Scott Peck in one of his books, The Road Less Traveled, or The World Waiting to Be Born, that said, I think the very first sentence was like, life is suffering, and the sooner you accept it, the less you suffer. It's kind of a Buddhist teaching. That's what we're reading here in this book as well, isn't it? Zen in its essence is the art of seeing into the nature of one's own being, and it points the way from bondage to freedom. Sounds good, doesn't it? Well, all right. That's from D.T. Suzuki, Essays in Buddhism. So the Four Noble Truths. Life inevitably includes suffering or difficulty. Gotta admit, I'm still resisting that. I want somebody to tell me there's going to be an end to suffering soon. The second noble truth, life is painful or difficult because of our attachments. Again, I'm not going to read all this to you. You can go back and look it up yourself. Okay. The third noble truth, ease and peace of mind are possible. Woo woo, woo woo. That's my roommate Brittany. Does a lot. Woo woo. The fourth noble truth, the path toward greater ease and peace is found in the Eightfold Path. All right. The Buddha created 8 steps to be used as a guide to living an enlightened life. This path encompasses the categories of wisdom, right view, right intentions, ethics, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, and meditation, right mindfulness, and right concentration. They're circular stepping stones to help lead us away from attachments and external trappings into the heart of our existence. They're about living from a place of truth, mindfulness, understanding, and acceptance in all aspects of our lives. I wasn't even planning to read that, but I'm going to go back a little bit because I'm about to reference that in the next section here. And I may have put this invitation out there recently. I want to start reading this with a group of people. I'd love to share. And, many of us feel like we're on this journey alone. I certainly have felt that way for a lot of my life. But it's not necessary anymore. We can come together. We can share compassion and tenderness and compare stories if we want, or just, feel less alone because others will understand and relate to our story. Maybe not everybody, but there's people out there. So if you want to join book study with me and you want to read through If the Buddha Got Stuck Together and some other really helpful text, tools, books, let me know. Look me up. Send me a message and I'll reach out. So impermanence. Let's read a little more today before I move on with my day. If the Four Noble Truths help us to see how we create suffering by clinging to our thoughts, the concept of impermanence reminds us that nothing is static. Everything is dynamic, alive, interacting, and in motion. The cells, molecules, atmosphere, thoughts, plants, animals. You are a fluid process, interchanging energy with everything around you. I'll read that again. You, so obviously me too, you are a fluid process, interchanging energy with everything around you. You are a fluid process, interchanging energy with everything around you. Man, that's certainly, I needed to read this again today because I don't know what's going on. I don't know why this year. And so my videos since I started this channel, I pushed to go ahead and start it because I had all kinds of reasons to continue to wait. I wanted to wait until I wasn't struggling as much as I was when I kicked off this channel. I wanted to wait until I didn't have so many distorted thoughts, or until I didn't experience depression or anxiety. Glad I didn't wait. Maybe hard to be totally transparent and let people see. But would you really relate to me if I was already perfect? I'm not sure I would still be in human form if I was. But knowing that I am a fluid process, so I'm not just static. I'm not just a lump on a log. I'm not just the mattress of my bed or the cushion on my couch. Kind of feels a little bit like it lately. But look at all this cat hair and fuzz on me. My kitty, my Christmas kitty. Oh, goodness. All right, so you are a fluid process, interchanging energy with everything around you, the air, water, food, people, weather, scenery, relationships. So when someone says, that's just the way I am, it would be more accurate to add at this moment. Thich Nhat Hanh writes in The Diamond That Cuts Through Illusion, words and concepts are rigid and motionless, but reality is a steadily flowing stream. It is impossible to contain a living reality in a rigid framework. Thus, to be alive is to drop whatever creates a rigid framework and accept the ever-changing flow of life. Kind of want to read that whole thing again. Obviously, I couldn't find my stand this morning. So you just get to watch me move about. Oh, there's some beautiful blue lights on that Christmas tree over there, but kind of hard to see them in the light of day. There's some more great stuff here. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. In Buddhism, we learn to notice our attachments and our internal experience of breathing, tension, and relaxation. While we see how our lives are set against the backdrop of all creation, remembering that our thoughts, our bodies, our minds, objects, and air around us are all made of one energy. Pretty hard to feel like that lump on the log, and even hard to judge what I'm experiencing. Yay! When that lands. see our lives are set against the backdrop of all creation, remembering that our thoughts, wow, our bodies, minds, objects, and air around us are all made of one energy. And that might be a hard one to fathom right now. Our thoughts? All my thoughts don't feel like, they're obviously not elevated. So what is that telling me? God, see if you can let that land. Everything rises and falls from one source, one energy. Wow, everything. Again, it's hard to judge myself if this lands as truth. And it does for me. Not in every moment, obviously. I'm not living from that place of conscious awareness every second. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. If you have to tell yourself, if you have to hear me say it, I need to hear it again today. It's okay. Whew, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay that every moment isn't bliss. The silent scream. Apparently I don't feel like screaming this morning. And what I skipped there was our thoughts, bodies, minds, objects, and air around us are all made of one energy. Specifically, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. I don't know, what does that mean to you? You tell me. I think I covered that. I think I've read this before in another video, but came back to me today. I needed to hear it again. I mean, I don't think I've gotten all the way through this book, and I'm back to page 20, and I was well beyond this, so no such thing. Just keep going back to what you need to hear again and again. This helps us remember that while we are studiously working to finish a project, while we are arguing with our mate or upset because we gained 10 pounds, the earth continues to spin around the sun. Gravity is keeping our feet on the ground. Animals are hunting for food, rivers are running, clouds are gathering moisture, and people all over the world are having their own struggles, sometimes similar to ours and often much more challenging. And it's all part of one energy. It's all part of one energy. That's good news. And I do feel an expansion in me when I read this. So apparently even the contractive energy, the contraction and the expansion, this continual cycle that I experience. It wasn't that I was better 5 years ago. Younger, yeah. Sometimes maybe more energetic or vibrant, but in some ways struggling with some of the same things. Not better, not worse. Maybe different. A lot of us hold on to our youth as if that's something we lost, and we grieve it. I think, I don't know, somebody was talking to me about wisdom again recently. It's possible that I'm gaining wisdom as I age, maybe. Buddhism is about becoming one with the flow of life. We enter a river with its rocks and riffles, its boulders, log jams, and smooth waters. Sometimes we feel calm in the center of the storm. I remember when my sister was dying. She wanted none of our tears. She wanted us to laugh together, reveal our long-buried secrets. I have a song called Secret Longings. I don't think I'm going to do it tomorrow. So again, if you follow my channel, if you're new to me, if you're in the area of Little Rock, my band, Tenpenny Gypsy, we host a songwriter showcase we have since 2017. We're featuring Amy Garland Angel and Nick Devlin tomorrow. We're in a brand new venue. It's a true speakeasy because it's a little hard to find. It's hidden inside a Floral Express off of Markham Street in Little Rock. Find us 7 to 10 tomorrow night. See whether or not I resurrect that song. Tell me your secret longings. And have us circle her hospital bed singing, "You are my sunshine." Other times, lightning strikes. We lose our grounding and feel shaken and changed. The God of our childhood collapses. Our lover leaves. The work that sustained us no longer satisfied. Makes me want to go, no longer satisfied. So when I go back to, if someone says that's just the way I am, it would be more accurate to say at this moment, because words and concepts are rigid and motionless, but reality is a steadily flowing stream. It's impossible to contain a living reality in a rigid framework. I am that living reality. So are you. And I've known that on some level from the time I was very, very young. And yet I think I've always been trying to put myself in some box so I could fit and belong. Everybody wants to feel like they belong. I want to feel like I fit. I don't want to feel alone on the planet. I want to feel acceptance, approval, love, embrace, celebration. And so I've attempted to put myself within a rigid framework at times, hoping I would gain those things. And guess what? Didn't exactly work for me. Because I cannot be what I am not. Thinking of Don Miguel Ruiz, Four Agreements, The Voice of Knowledge. His chapter on the lie of our imperfection, how the storytellers around us shape our identity by telling us who they think we are. We live our lives trying to become that so we don't disappoint, so we're not rejected or abandoned. But living with this fear that we're not what we're told we should be, and that deep inside we feel like we never can be. I cannot be what I am not, and I am, and you are, a living reality. Thus, to be alive is to drop whatever creates a rigid framework. What? In some ways, I'm adding more structure to my life. I'm learning to simplify things. Chop wood, carry water. Chop wood, carry water. Whatever that means. Do the next right thing. I don't know. Wash the dishes. Take that shower. Feed yourself. Do your laundry. Go for a walk. Pet the cat. Keep it simple. Keep yourself hydrated this holiday season. Halt. Don't let yourself get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Thus, to be alive is to drop whatever creates a rigid framework and accept the ever-changing flow of life. Definitely feels better to me to be in a flow. The other feels like I'm slowly dying. It feels like I'm losing my breath. And everything is coming from one source, rising and falling from one source, one energy. Rereading it in my mind, reminding me that even the moments of contraction and expansion, that cycle of contraction and expansion, it's okay. One energy, one source. So sometimes lightning strikes. We lose our grounding and feel shaken and changed. The God of our childhood collapses. How many of you feel that? Feel like there was something that made sense to you when you were younger, and maybe it doesn't now, and you're struggling. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you're afraid your family will reject you, or you'll be abandoned by your church, your spiritual family, your biological, adopted, whatever family you're growing up in. You're not sure what to make of it all. Or your lover leaves. The work that sustained you no longer satisfies. What do? But from a bigger perspective, we remember it's all part of one journey. Whew. Again, I really needed this morning. Thanks for joining me. Our personal journey and that of all people. Oh, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one experiencing what I'm experiencing. Thank goodness that's not true, but I get stuck there. See, I want to say a lot, which is a bit of a judgment. And if it's all one energy, one source, it's just part of the journey. It's part of the experience. And everybody's going through it. I don't have to tell you. I could read it again. Our personal journey and that of all people. But from a bigger perspective, we remember it's all part of one journey. Our personal journey and that of all people. Whatever we experience, others are cycling through the same emotions and struggles. I don't know, but that's actually good news. Golly, Miss Molly. How often do I tell myself I'm all along? There's something called the hero's journey that talks about feeling like the hero's journey can be a very lonely journey. Others are cycling through the same emotions and struggles, albeit with different rhythms, settings, and costumes. Different rhythms, settings, and costumes. Hello, ukulele. I'll play you tomorrow night. I'll be in a different costume. Then I'll be in a 10-penny gypsy costume. I still get nervous when I do that. I want people to love our music. I want to do a good job. I want there to be a great attendance. I want to bring in lots of money to give our featured artist. I want to support the venue and have them think we're just the shit. And that puts some pressure on me. It makes it even hard to pick out outfits half the time. Costumes. As we will explore in this book, let's do it. Let's read together. And we are, in some sense. I would love more comments on my channel. I still kind of feel a little bit alone because people aren't leaving me comments. And I wonder, is this resonating with anybody? Is there any, I won't say any purpose to continue because maybe it's just so I can hear myself speak and I can have moments like this that are my own daily ritual or thing that sparks me to life because I sure didn't wake up with this smile on my face. But I would love to hear from you. I would love to read this together in 2025. And I'd love to do it in person, but we can definitely create a Zoom group too. Talk to me. Let me know you're there. Let me know if you want to do it. Because I love you. I love you. I love you. And I love getting love back. Who doesn't? I'll be with different costumes. As we will explore, peacefulness comes when we tap into the knowledge that we are all bound together by a field of consciousness that permeates everything. And that may be hard to believe right now. I live in the United States. I don't know how united they feel right now or will be in the coming days. I don't know. It certainly feels like we're divided, like we're certainly not in agreement or of one mind, but this says, and it is true, whether it feels like it or not. Peacefulness comes when we tap into the knowledge that we are all bound together by a field of consciousness that permeates everything. You know, I've been looking for a reason to continue sharing the Mayan mantras. And again, like I've said on this channel a gazillion times by now, if it resonates, great, let it land. Let it inspire you. Let it challenge you. Let it, I don't know, I'm going to call him a new friend. I met on Monday at Brittany's self-care class, Nigel, and we talked about rabbit holes, how fun it is to go down a rabbit hole. Let's find some rabbit holes to go down together this year, this new year, 2025. And Mayan mantras, the Mayans had a vibratory language, and I'm bringing that up because when I practice the mantras, I enter into that field of consciousness that permeates everything. And sometimes I feel like I've been alone in that lately, or I'm not sure I have the same purpose, or I certainly don't have just one purpose. I'm still that psychotherapist. There's been great meaning in showing up for people right now and supporting them in a psychotherapeutic setting, and I want to continue to do that. You or someone you know may need that kind of support. Reach out. And I struggled for years thinking I was supposed to do that or do this, you know, step into my Mayan priestess skin, bring us back into ceremony, teach us the mantras, help us raise our vibration. But I don't know, it didn't feel like doubt so much as there's not been a lot of energy in that lately for me. But when I read that, it kind of comes back to me. Peacefulness comes when we tap into the knowledge that we are all bound together by a field of consciousness that permeates everything. And I think that's the truth in the golden age for the Mayas. I'm not really sure what I mean by that. I just know some people that have flashbacks or memories of a lifetime. And I know when I talk about other lifetimes, again, if that doesn't resonate for you, just ignore me for a minute. But those who come to me and say, I remember a Mayan lifetime and it wasn't pretty. I feel fortunate that my memories are so delicious. A time of gathering with the priestesses in the morning and lighting kapal and singing, chanting as we climbed the steps of the temple to greet the sun, the new day, to gather and call in Mother Ikshal to bring us the wisdom of the day. I felt like I was part of one field of consciousness at that time and aware that it permeated everything. Oh, I would love to live like that again. And I don't spend a lot of time like that lately. So we'll see. Maybe in the new year, maybe there'll be a daily practice, whether I'm alone. It seems like when I say I'm going to show up every day for you all, that feels a little bit like too much pressure. It can take me to a dark place because I start judging myself for not living up to that. And one of my new roommates is like, he considers people who create videos every day a bit narcissistic. I don't know, maybe. Imagine the teachings of the Buddha like the ringing of a bell. It's kind of what the mantras are to me too. Wakes me up, wakes up my heart, my mind, my body, my soul. I don't know if those are the words I want, but let them vibrate. I just uploaded, I want to upload some of my old videos from the previous channel to this one, and I did that with a few of them, and now I can't figure it out again. So I posted the link, and it showed up in something on my channel under community. So look there, there's a great video, the light streaming in my window right after I gathered with my Mayan brothers and sisters, and Miguel led us in a winter solstice, just celebration and gathering. And the light in that video is magical. It's, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Just washing over me. And there are 4 mantras I did in that Miguel led us in. And Keen was the first one. Keen is the Mayan word for sun. So without the sun, y'all, we would not be alive on this planet. Everything would freeze and die and we'd be gone. So grateful. It doesn't mean I'm worshiping the sun, but I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it. And using the mantra, Keen, just brings more light into my very being, or awakens the light that's already there. Not sure which way I'd want to say that. Keen, 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 keen. Play with it. Do it. See what happens. See how you feel after you do it. Keen, just a word for sun. Ikshal is the word for mother. Mother Earth, nurturing mother, creator mother, divine mother. I don't know, whatever that word means for you. Ikshal, 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 Ikshal. I haven't watched the whole video again, so I don't remember what the other 2 are, but I think Ishmukane is one. Ishmukane is the name for grandmother. The Mayans and their tradition believe that grandmother exists at the fiery core at the center of the earth, surrounded by jaguar, Balam. Balam is a word for jaguar in Mayan. I think it's a little too like a word that we were taught in church was a bad word, an idolatrous word. I'm not even going to say it. Not that it holds any more power than I would give it. But anyway, play with this. See how it feels. Let's finish this up. So imagine the teachings of Buddha. Imagine the teachings of the Mayans. Imagine the Mayan mantras that I've already taught on this channel and the ones that I hope to bring to you in 2025. Imagine them like the ringing of the bell. Let them vibrate. It's a vibratory language. Oh, vibrate along with them. Everything has a vibratory signature. The sound of my voice, which I don't always like, singing or speaking. I have in the book that I'm writing and will finish for whoever. There's 3 people that want to read it. Heck, I got more than 3 people tuning in on this channel, so who knows. I'm writing it in my own handwriting because even that has a vibratory signature. So let them vibrate, touch you, or be a guide, but do not, oh, good. I didn't even realize I was about to read this again. I wanted to reference it and I forgot it was something I just read this morning. Do not grab hold of them as the ultimate knowledge. It is often said that the teachings provide the raft to take you across the river. But as you land on the opposite shore, the raft comes apart and you find yourself walking on your own, eyes and heart open, experiencing the immensity and wonder of life. That is good news. It's actually good news because when I'm not practicing the mantras, there's a bit of self-judgment there because they do make a difference in my life and I want to bring them to you in case they have meaning for you, in case they change the song in your own head and heart. But if we grab too tightly to anything, do not grab hold of them as the ultimate knowledge. Because when we do that, we're back to rigid boxes. And reality, let's come back to this and end with it. Words and concepts are rigid and motionless, but words and concepts. So if we hold too tightly to one concept, whether for the Mayan, somebody said to me once, you act like the Mayans, like that's it. When we grew up in the Christian tradition, so he was really bothered by that. And it was hard to say, no, it was just something that was bringing me peace and helping me cultivate joy. And I don't know how to say it differently than changing my vibration, raising. I felt better. I felt more joy. So it felt like raising my vibration, felt high vibe. That felt good. But to hold to any one concept, to act like I have a corner on the truth, any one person does, I think that's dangerous. Words and concepts are rigid and motionless, but reality is a steadily flowing stream. I don't know about you, but that is good news to me. Reality is a steadily flowing stream. It is impossible to contain a living reality. I'm a living reality. You're a living reality. It is impossible to contain that living reality in a rigid framework. So, to be alive is to drop whatever creates a rigid framework and accept the ever-changing flow of life. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. We're heading into, I don't know if that's true for everybody, but a holiday season. I still celebrate Christmas. I believe in the Christ consciousness that dwells within all of us. I believe this, that we're in one field, that we're bound together by a field of consciousness that permeates everything. So I love you. You're not alone. Feel me, feel my love, feel your own presence, put your hand on your chest like a recent video, and just breathe. Keep it simple right now, the next couple weeks. Get some rest, stay hydrated, eat some good food, hug yourself a lot, and know that I love you. I love you, I love you. And I may see you before the new year, or I may not see you till then. Bye for now.